What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Back here with Ade, Akeem, and the Bib. How you doing, boys?
Good, man.
All good, man. All smiles all around. Can't complain. How about you guys? Good weekend, yeah? Good weekend.
yeah. It was a good weekend. I was just telling Ade earlier. I'll be honest with you. I wanted your game to be a draw, but
you don't like seeing your cousin smile. Is that what it is? Is that what it is now?
No, I'm taking family out of this. I don't like seeing Chelsea fans smile. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. But look, we'll go into all the weekend game. Obviously, last week we had myself, Akeem, and Saeed. I decided to switch it up this week. I got a bit of abuse from Saeed though. He said the week that we win, that's when you don't get me on. But when we lose, you want me to come and explain. So I need to get him back on a winning week. Knowing United, I don't know when that's gonna be again. So
hopefully it'll be your next game. Hopefully it'll be your next game.
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm actually rooting for back-to-back wins. You know, I'm
rooting too. I need you guys back-to-back wins.
This is the time, man. Amorim. It's time to turn the around.
Look what it's come to, boy. Look what it's come to.
3 wins and 4. All of a sudden, you know, the record's looking nice.
All right, cool. Let's get into it. But before we get started, please, people, if you can please make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the like button, turn on your notification to know whenever we upload onto YouTube, and comment as well. Let us know what your thoughts are on the weekend's game and everything we talk about today, if you agree with us or disagree with us. Okay, where should we start? To be honest, I think there's only one place to start the big weekend game, and obviously that's the Chelsea game. I think we'll go straight to you. Obviously, me and you talked on Friday, and you was obviously a bit skeptical going into the game. I think me and you predicted Liverpool to win because we thought Liverpool could still play bad and win the game. But we thought in order for you guys to win the game, you have to play well. And given like the injuries you had at the back, we just thought Liverpool might nick it. But you guys played well and won the game. If anything, I think you could have scored more. You rode your luck at times in the second half. I think when Liverpool had a few chances, I think Salah was just trying to sabotage that for some sort of reason. But yeah, what was your thoughts in the game on the game?
I saw on Twitter there was like a post of Salah, saying it was like a hate pick or a hate post on Salah. And it was like Mo Salah versus Liverpool, and then they put all of his stats. And then when it said versus Liverpool, I was dying. Do you know what? Yeah, I think me and you, when we were talking about the game on Friday, I think we actually described the game pretty perfectly of how it was going to go, which was, I think we both knew that Chelsea can come and they can play well and they can control games. But it's just when we're on the front foot, can we take our chances? And when the momentum just shifts through it a little bit, are we going to collapse and let Liverpool take all of their chances and just lose the game? And it almost went down like that. Like, as happy as I was that game, I was also equally frustrated because I knew if we don't get that second goal, Liverpool are going to come back and they're going to sucker punch us. Like, I saw Wirtz come off the bench. I was like, it will be just our luck that Wirtz goes and scores the winner or something. He started with that little flick into I think it was to Salah. Thank goodness, I don't know, bro. Maybe Salah ate some like rotten food. Thank goodness he was off form, because if he was actually like, if Salah was feeling himself, I think our prediction would have actually been correct in the sense of, yeah, we're playing better, but all Liverpool need is 1-2 chances, and then they come back. But in terms of just our performance, like I couldn't. In terms of game plan, I couldn't have from Maresca. I think we set up to perfection. I think he picked off of Liverpool's weaknesses of having Salah like staying up and then just absolutely just annihilating that on the right hand side as well. We played chance after chance after chance. We just didn't quite finish him. But then at the end, man, Liverpool, you know they love their late winners, so we had to deliver that. We had to give them what they love. They love their late winners, you know. They've been a fan of it. So if they want a late winner, we said let's serve them up another one in it. See how it goes. And the fact that usually I'm a calm guy, But when that Esteban goal went up, I went crazy. My mum probably thought like a bomb went off in my room or something like that. I went crazy now because it was deserved, innit? I think that's what it was because we had so many chances. We got close near the end. I think Esteban had a few shots that Enzo header that hit the post as well. And you know, we're just thinking, it's not going to be our day. But no, I think football won today when Esteban got the goal in the end.
Football won.
He told you football won.
Football won.
Can't be letting Liverpool scam away with that touch that wasn't even intended to go put the gap. Nah, allow that, man. Liverpool have to lose that.
Ade, your screen is gone, by the way, just so you know, but we can still continue.
Oh, is it?
I think you're right. A bit in terms of like the theme. That's Liverpool. Late goals has been in the Liverpool season. They either score late or the opposition score late. So, but
they love that
enough for you guys. It was you guys that scored late. Akeem, obviously, as the Arsenal fan, what was your thought?
First time in my life I supported Chelsea.
It's a good team to support, isn't it?
No. We're not gonna go that far. Well, I thought it was a good game. I thought Chelsea played well. Caicedo, Tommy, we spoke about Caicedo before, and we've both spoken about our admiration for him and how much of a quality player we think he is. Remember a couple of weeks ago we spoke about the best DMs? Gravenberch is not in that conversation. Caicedo is firmly in that conversation with Zubimendi, with Rodri, with Rice. He's firmly in that conversation as best DM in the Premier League. You can put him there as to argue that point. Like, I have no problem with that. Caicedo, he is.
Who invited Zubimendi to it already?
Yeah, I can't lie. In the back of my head, I was thinking, where did his name come from?
We've been watching Zubimendi the last couple of years now. We've seen him on the international stage
in the Premier
now.
League.
But we know his quality now. Let us not do this.
So why are we now adding Caicedo to it? Caicedo should be on the list.
But I've been saying Caicedo when it was
adding Caicedo to Zubimendi's list.
Would you even say
okay. All right. It's me being biased again. But I do rate Zubimendi highly. But Caicedo, in terms of Premier League, great DMs. He's in. He can argue. He can sit on the table with Rodri. I believe he can sit on the table with Rodri and he can sit on the table with Rice. Firmly, nobody can deny that. For my team, the two Chelsea players that I would love would be Caicedo and Palmer. Those are for me. Those are the two world class players that Chelsea have, and Caicedo again proved it yesterday.
Reece James, no.
Yeah. Does he play football?
We don't even know who that is
He
anymore.
play football. He's a part-time footballer. He's a part-time footballer, bruv.
What's Saka? A part-time penalty taker.
You would love to have him in your team. Allow it.
I would. Can I ask a question? To
go on,
Tommy and Ade, if you were gonna have one DM in your team and you could choose anyone in the world, in your guys' opinions personally, who would you choose?
Ade, you want to go first, or you want?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite partial to Caicedo anyway. So it would either be him. It depends. There's so many. But I think Caicedo's Premier League ready. Him or Rice, I think they're Premier League ready. Yeah. I like their mobility. I do like a ball carry DM.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to be biased and I'm going to pick Dex. Like, it's going to be Deck all day, every day for me. He does everything that I need a DM to do. He can carry the ball. He can win the ball. He's clean when he wins it. He's aggressive. He has shows the right aggression. Caicedo, you could say his aggression sometimes is a bit too much, but in terms of everything else, he has it all as well. But I'll go for Rice. I wanted Rice. I wanted Rice over Caicedo, so you can't say that I'm just being biased, because when we had the choice, I was saying go for Rice instead of Caicedo. But yeah, I'll still stick with Rice. But Caicedo, I wouldn't complain if I had him.
Yeah. I think it's close, isn't it? Like, people have their favorites, but then too, you have to say they're nip and tuck. Like, they're both quality DMs and consistent as well. Every
Based on
game.
what type of one.
Say again, Ade. Sorry. Say again.
Based on what type of DM you want, because obviously there are different attributes. So it depends on which kind you want, but they're both fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. Caicedo's a more of a better passer, more of a better line breaking passer than Rice is. But Rice is more of a better ball carrier than Caicedo is. But yeah, I agree. Depends on what you would prefer.
Yeah. Now, for me, if we're just talking about, are we talking about just the Premier League? If he was fit, if he wasn't injured, then it will still be Rodri for me. I think Rodri is the optimal DM. He can do everything. He can, everything that we've talked about now in terms of qualities. He can do everything. The ball, he can carry the ball, break play when needed. And in terms of, for me, my best midfielders are dictate play that can pass the ball. And
Busquets.
And that's what Busquets, those type of players, Xabi Alonso, those
Carrick,
are my best
Xavi,
So those players that can dictate play, make things easy. They might not have pace, but they make everything works for them. Those are my best defense. But if I have to pick now, it'll be Rodri. But if it's not Rodri, I can't speak highly enough of Caicedo. I've been saying this for time. I'm not sure if you were there, Abby, when I was arguing with Kevin. When we was talking about Caicedo, it was comparing. It was trying to downplay him, and I just wasn't having it because I'm just a massive fan of Caicedo.
I think he was just trying to route me.
Yeah. No, I wasn't on that.
I said like a better man's League Catamol and stuff like that.
No. I wasn't.
Disrespect.
He was.
I wasn't. Yeah, I can't remember what the conversation was, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Caicedo. I couldn't say it enough. Like as I said, I almost talk about him every week. That's how much I love him. So
I think
it's just a shame that he plays for you, not us. But maybe it's better for him to be honest with you. Maybe it's better for him.
It's definitely better for him. It's definitely better for him.
I think one is his consistency, like week in, week out. He's one of them guys who just never is gonna let you down. Like, you never have to worry about is he gonna have a good game or not. Every week it's a 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
The second thing is there's just absolutely it just feels like there's no weaknesses in his game. I think in the post-match interview, they were asking like Jamie Redknapp or whatever, like he's so good, like what can he improve on? It was like nothing really. Like he can win the ball back, he's press resistant, like you said, he's got the line breaking passes, he can like do a little jinky majink to get out of situation. And apparently he can shoot now as well. So like it's crazy, to be honest. It's crazy, but it's not just him. There was good performances all around. I think Reece James, he showed real leadership today. He showed his experience, because having to move from right back to centre back to wherever and still just having that control, keeping the team organized and still doing this thing, he showed levels today as well. So he was good. Enzo was good as well. I think he really kind of tried to take the game by the scruff of the neck, saying, all right, cool, Palmer's not here, but I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to try to push us. Even though Garnacho, like, he was decent, to be fair. I think some of his decision-making could have been better, but he was just always a threat. He was always a threat in behind Liverpool. He was always making them runs. And I think what's different with Garnacho compared to other wingers is, like on the ball, he's bang average, but I think it's almost like his intelligence off the ball, because he always seems like, out of all players, he always seems to be in like dangerous opportunities, right? Like constantly. And I feel like that can't be by accident, right? I think everyone tends, especially modern day football, they tend to like to have the ball to feet. But he's one person who's always making the runs in behind, trying to stretch to the fence, trying to get into dangerous positions. And I think that's a valuable asset. It's just a shame.
One thing I've noticed about Chelsea's wingers though, Garnacho, even before he came to Chelsea, he loves being wide. So it's like he always pulled. He's almost playing on the line in a sense, and I think Neto is like that as well. So and when you're doing that, it's like as a fullback, you don't wanna if you try to if you obviously get closer to him, then you're creating a space that someone like Enzo can run in between. And Neto slightly does that as well. They're almost playing on the line. They always pull out really wide. And at the same time, the dangerous of it, why it's also dangerous is because, okay, you don't pull out wide to try and get closer to him. Then it's easier for him to make the runs. So you never know when he might make the run. So you're constantly looking over your shoulder. And I think that's probably why he's always in that dangerous position. So and when you get a play like Enzo, so if they go, there's a space for a play like Enzo to run into. If not, then you're now worrying about him running in behind. And I think Neto does that a lot as well. So I think it's something that Chelsea. Well, no, Garnacho was doing that before he came to you guys, because even if when he had to play the number 10 role, Amorim's always having to accommodate for him by bringing Dalot into that 10 and then pushing him out wide. So he loves. I think that's where he's at his best, and I think that's where he wants to be, right out wide. That's where he feels comfortable. So yeah, I guess that's with him. That's probably one thing I spot with him, and I think that's why he will fit Chelsea nicely. Just whether he gets the goals and the goal. I mean, the assists because in this day and age, that's what everyone's measured on, right? Has he got goals? Has he got assists?
Because he'll get into those dangerous positions, but I think more time, and I guess you guys can speak as United fans, it's more when he gets on the ball and just making the right decisions, because sometimes he might be a little bit selfish, or he might just do something a bit silly. But if he can kind of craft his decision making and just be a bit more smarter, I think he can definitely be you can see why a lot of people kind of rate him highly, to be honest. Because I thought it was a scrub when he was at United, but now that he's playing for us,
so now he's not scrub anymore.
Nah, do you know what?
This one thing, they always do this. When they're in another team, he's a scrub. They're shit. They're not good enough. As soon as they go elsewhere or they get into their own team, no, I can see why he's good.
You know what it is? I think
same thing Arsenal fans are doing for same thing Arsenal fans are doing for Nani. I can see why Nani's dangerous now. You guys are pathetic, man.
Even that Nani one. Shame. This guy, he's doing the exact same thing he's doing for Chelsea. And he's wearing a red shirt. So, hey, this Nani guy's all right, you know.
Bro, it's pathetic. Look,
they never watched him before. I never did all of that, so I'm glad they never watched him before when he was at Chelsea. I watched him and I said he was just potential.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have, just admit you haven't watched him as well, innit? There's no point making expectations and that. But
all right, cool. Yeah. Look, I think you're slightly turning this into a Chelsea show, and this is not what you're here for. So
you want to dunk on Liverpool, you can't wait. You want to dunk on Liverpool.
But quick one before we I wanted to ask Adi a question, but I'm going to ask you, Akeem. Adi's back. Before we move on to away from Chelsea, I really don't get this Enzo slander, because I rate Enzo. People might obviously go off his price tag.
Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez. Yeah. Okay. And people are always gonna go off his price tag, and I don't get the slander around him that is on some sort of fraud watch. And I think you mentioned that, Habib, as well. But I don't get it, because I think he offers something different. And I see him and Casado's partnership, because Casado obviously is a DM, gives him the space to move, and with Cole Palmer there, he's got the license to roam around the whole pitch. Really, what type of player is he to you, Ade, in terms of Enzo? What do you see? What type of midfielder do you see Enzo as?
I'm not too sure, and I think that's where the issue comes. I think that's what's confusing everyone, and that's why they're confused about him, or saying he's not doing a particular thing, because at points in time, originally I thought he was a defensive midfielder, then I thought he was an attacking midfielder, And then, so I think he's got that ability to just play everywhere. But because he's not specialized in a particular area, he doesn't get the rave reviews like the DMs or the attacking midfielders, because they do one thing and they do it really well. But he just does everything. He just, on the pitch, he just does what's needed at that point in time.
He's an all-action midfielder.
He really is. He really is. He's a box-to-box.
Box-to-box, all-action midfielder.
If you would ask me previously, I wouldn't have said he was a box-to-box from the start. But now that's effectively what I think he is.
Yeah, when we signed him, I thought we were getting a DM in it. I was a bit confused as well. And then people say, no, he's not a DM. And it's like you said, like there was just all these different positions where it was almost for a second kind of feeling almost like a Paul Pogba situation where it's like, oh, what's his best position? We're playing him everywhere, but we don't know where to put him. But I think that's why I'll give props to the manager, because he's almost kind of created like his own role for Enzo to kind of thrive pretty much, get the best out of him. Like on the ball and also off the ball with his late runs into the box. Look, he was winning headers against like big guys as well. I'm thinking this guy, he's doing his thing still. So yeah, I think I give credit to the manager for like finding a place where he can make Enzo shine and kind of get the best out of him, and almost like unlock a whole new thing that we didn't even know he had with his box crashing as well and getting the goals in his game.
Yeah, and it's as if like in this day and age, which is frustrating as well, is that players can't be midfielders anymore. It's like you have to be defensive or you have to be attacking. You can still have a player that can do everything. There's not absolutely nothing wrong. And that's why I like the Liverpool midfield, because you put them, apart from Florent, you can put them anywhere and I think they thrive. And I love midfielders like that. So I don't see what the problem is. And I don't really get the slander around his name, because obviously, yes, it's not still in the limelight. As Adi said, I think the problem is because he might not be still in the limelight like the Cole Palmer, getting the goals, getting the assists. Then he doesn't do the defensive work that Casado does, and he's what almost goes unnoticed. So if you win a game, it's not because of him. If you lose a game, where are the players that didn't do anything? Is him, or what was he doing? He didn't do anything defensively for us. He didn't score any goals for us. It's probably him. So what he does a lot, he covers a whole pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if he covers as much ground as Casado. So I honestly do think he's a good player, but because obviously he's 100 million.
That's another thing.
When teams lose, they're always looking for a scapegoat, and I think he's the easy one. He's just the easy scapegoat. What are you gonna say, Kim? Sorry.
Yeah, that's another thing. He cost like what was it, 120 million? No, 120 million. What was it?
I think it's 105.
105. Okay, so I'm exaggerating.
116, but I'm pretty sure it's
116. So okay, 105, between 105 and 120 million he cost. Yeah, that's another thing. And also when he was coming, people thought he was like going to be this midfielder that could control and dictate the game from deep. We found out that he wasn't that. He couldn't control and dictate the game from deep. Then you guys had to play him in a number 10. He couldn't play in a number 10. Then you brought him deeper, and it looked like he was the problem for a long time. It looked like, what could you do with him? But playing him in a midfield three as a spare midfielder, I think that's the best thing for him. Not giving him a specific role, getting him to go up and down, left and right, put in challenges, win the ball back, spread the ball, get in the box. I think that's him. That's the type of midfielder he is. A la Steven Gerrard, just go all over the place. Obviously not as good as Steven Gerrard, but sort of that kind of player.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though. I think the time comes because there has been some games that he has just been bang average, to be honest. There's been some games, but today he was all right. But even then, near the end, there was a few times he was giving away a few loose passes and stuff like that. I'm like, come on. I think the frustration for me is because I know what he can do in it. I know what he's capable of. I know he can be a great passer. I know he can be very creative. But sometimes he would just have an off game and he would either look bang average. He would just play some weird passes that just go out of play. But I'll give him his props for the weekend. He had a good game, to be fair.
All right. Cool. Let's move on. Thanks, Habib. You've done enough. Liverpool, obviously, that's 3 defeats in a row, 2-0 the league, won the Champions League. We can all clearly obviously see that they weren't performing to their best anyway when they were winning games. So I don't think obviously we didn't expect 3 defeats in a row, but them getting beaten, it wouldn't come as a surprise to a lot of us because we know that they weren't at the best. And I think one of the key reasons will probably be like the new sign is not doing what they expected straight away. Obviously, Isak, we know Isak hasn't really had a preseason at all. Florian, I don't think Florian has been playing bad, but I just don't think he's effective enough at the moment. And Salah, and I think you could have almost expected it from Florian and Isak, but what you didn't expect was that Salah weren't going to be up to best as per usual. And I think they are struggling with it. The example of it will be Saturday with Salah. Salah, bro, you could argue that he was playing against Liverpool.
Ballon d'Or Salah.
You got to argue playing against Liverpool. I'll come to you. What do you think it is with Liverpool?
Like several things. Defensively, they look shaky. Konate, who I rated highly, is looking. Why didn't he play like that against us? But anyway, like he's looking shocking. Their fullbacks, cool. Like we all knew Frimpong was kind of like we saw him in the last 2 years, and we all had questions about him defensively for Bayer Leverkusen. He was gung ho, get forward, and he was great going forward. But Ala Trent, he can't defend. Like all those that watched him at Leverkusen the last 2 seasons sort of suspected that. That's why they played their formation that they played. Now he's come to Liverpool in a flat back 4. Him and Kirkers is another one that's disappointed me. I thought he was going to be one of the next big superstars at left back, like getting forward, putting crosses in. I don't know, man. This must be his twin brother that's Liverpool signed, because it's not the same Kirk as from Bournemouth. And also their midfield, like I know you were saying like they got midfielders that can do a bit of everything. They're not doing a bit of everything. And they're not doing a bit of everything. McAllister, shocking. And I think McAllister's a decent player, but he can't keep the ball, he can't move the ball, he can't pass, he can't do anything. They have a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Mo Salah is not the only problem. He is a problem, but they have several problems at the back, several problems in midfield that they need to fix, not just focus on Mohamed Salah.
Do you think the manager will be, which is ludicrous to say anyway, but they're already saying the manager's under pressure, isn't it? Which, like, because it's just at this point it becomes laughable, isn't it? And you know the worst thing about it is that nothing will surprise me anymore when it comes to football. Like nothing surprises me anymore. But to even say the manager's under pressure, it's a joke. But anyway, let's just go. Ade, what do you think? How long do you think it takes them to get out?
I don't even know. To be honest, I don't know. Right? It could be a long thing because if we're honest, as much as them winning the title last season, for a long time, I was like, they didn't really amaze me.
Yeah.
For a very long time. Like, I think the start of the season when they kept winning, then Forest beat them. That I was just like, I can't see it. And I think every time we went onto the pod last year, I was just like, I can't really see it. They're not impressing me. And now you've added all these players. There's so much change. I think it only adds to that. The way we live in this world, the media, as long as you get the points, everything's in the background. We'll be like, you won it late, you weren't amazing, but it's in the background. But once you start dropping points, then everything becomes a topic. And I think it was only natural. It's the culmination of new manager, a hell of a big group of new players. Fullback position is a myth for them at the moment.
Yeah.
Konate, I don't know. Konate, I don't know what he's doing. And then obviously Salah's not doing what he needs to do. So they will surely click. They will surely click because they just got the quality. It's just they've got the quality. Fullback, I don't know whether that fullback position is going to sort itself out.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
not.
it might be half a season. It might be the full season. Can't even lie.
They need new fullbacks.
Yeah.
They need new fullbacks. Frimpong, he's not defensively, he's not it. Kirkes, defensively, he's not it. Soboslai is not a right back. What's his name? Connor Bradley, he's too rash, he's too aggressive, he's not even that great. He's not even that great on the ball anyway. Like, nah, they need new fullbacks. Robertson's too old.
I think fullbacks, yeah. But Frimpong, it's unfortunate. Like, his size is going to be an issue for him. Kirkes, I think he will improve, but for now, remember, he's still young. But yeah, at the moment, he's looking terrible.
He's looking like, bro, he's looking like he's fresh out of Conference League.
Yeah, looking terrible.
He's looking bad. He's not looking like he's never played. He never played ball ever.
It's crazy.
I know what it is. Yeah, I think it's his confidence, and you can tell game by game he's slightly losing his confidence, and I don't think that is helping him. And whereas and that's the difference and players need to understand this when they're taking that step up, because it's the pressure of playing with the big team. Its expectation is totally different. You can have a horror of a game for Bournemouth, whoever it is, and no one might pick it up.
Yeah.
But when you're playing for a top team, the scrutiny, they're scrutinizing absolutely everything. And if you're one of the players that's performing bad, you got nowhere to hide. There's absolutely nowhere to hide. That is going to be shot. And I think that's probably what's happening to him. And I agree with that. I think with him, because he's still young, he's almost allowed to have like a deep like a bad run of form for now, and then hopefully he can pick it back up with like the guidance. And luckily enough, they didn't get rid of Robinson, so Robertson will still be a decent understudy for him, like that they can play. I think he's the right back, because Frimpong, from the first game, I think this guy's not ready for this league. I'll be honest with you. Like, from my first game against I saw it. I thought physically he's not there. But I think Conor Bradley's okay. But I think it's the centre backs that's gonna get. The centre backs are gonna get a heavy load, and I think that's why the centre backs are also struggling as well, because I feel like they're overcompensating for these fullbacks as well, because they almost have to be worried that they're gonna make a mistake, so let's just be ready. And I think that's probably what's happening now. But they're just struggling all over the pitch, and that's just the honest truth. But with the quality they've got, I don't think it's going to take them long. Luckily enough for them, they've got us next. So so maybe they can bounce back.
To back, baby. I've got faith in you.
That's Amorim cooking, bro. I can start to smell it now. It's starting to smell a bit nice, you know. I can start to add the seasoning in. I can smell what he's cooking now. All right. 3, 4, 3. I hear it. I understand now.
Right.
I understand.
If there's a way to put you two on timeout, bro, I'll put you on timeout on this thing, bro. You know what? Since we're talking about United, let's move to actually not United yet. Sorry, let's go to Arsenal. Actually, Akeem. Obviously, you guys won yesterday 2-0 to West Ham is expected. No one really expected anything else apart from like a 2-0 win. What was your thoughts on the game?
Dominant performance. West Ham didn't even have a shot.
0 XG apparently.
Sorry?
0 XG apparently.
Yes, yeah. Like
why you guys sounding XG? Yeah, leave them if they don't want to.
I didn't even know that.
They don't want to have chance.
To me.
They don't have to have chance.
This is news to me. I just know they didn't have a shot. That's it. My keeper didn't do anything that game. I'm happy. My defenders, they were drinking Capri Sun. I'm happy. Like, I'm fine. Like, we won 2-0. Yeah, on to who we got next? I think we got Brighton next. No, not Brighton. Or was it Crystal Palace? One of them anyway.
No, Fulham.
We got Fulham. On to Fulham next. But these games were the games that we were dropping points in last year and the year before. The West Hams, the Fulhams, the Brightons. So these it's good that we're dominating these teams and we're putting them to bed and we're not stressing ourselves. So yeah, man, let's do the same to Fulham, and then we do the same to Palace, and we keep it moving.
Cool. Let's just quickly touch on your striker quickly. What's your thoughts on your striker? What do you think? Do you think he's gonna? Do you think you're now play like is the tactic favoring him, or do you think he's gonna struggle? Is he still struggling because the way you play doesn't favor his strong points?
No, yeah. So the way we play, I think two things here is happening. We're adapting to the way he plays, and he's also adapting to the way the team plays as well. He's showing a lot more. He's showing for the ball, and the team are trying to find him a lot quicker. I noticed that the last week, midweek, and yesterday, they're trying to get the ball up to him quicker. We're missing out the midfield more often than we was previously. Balls over the top, straight direct passes through the lines. Odegaard especially was doing that in midweek. Straight direct passes straight to the striker, not out wide like previous seasons. So it will take time. I'm not worried about him scoring goals. I think he will score goals. He's proven that he's a good finisher. He's shown us even this season that he can finish. He's getting himself into positions. It's just not happening for him. I'm still concerned about his first touch and his heavy-footedness. He still needs a lot of work on that. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the future with him. I'm hopeful that things will click, and I'm willing to give him time. I'm willing to give him the whole of the season and half of next season for it to really click. Because it's a striker that I really wanted. Yeah, it's a striker. Like a lot of players, when they come into the league, we have to give them a season. A lot of players, we give them a season. We don't expect every player to hit the ground running straight away. And unlike Isak or Wirtz, he didn't cost us 100 million and up. He cost us 55 million, 60 million max. So I can feel confident in giving him a season and a half. If it doesn't work out, if we see this time next season, he's still heavy-footed, his touch is still going to row Z, he's might be getting in the right positions, but he's still not finishing his dinner, then 60 million is not a lot that we can write off. So I can give him that.
Would you not say that there's pressure because of his age and his record? So obviously you signed him because
there's pressure on the team. There's pressure on the manager. Not necessarily pressure on him. Why should there be pressure on him?
No, definitely pressure on him as well.
Because he's 27, 28.
He's 27.
Right?
He's won the league previously in the last club. He's won competitions previously in his last club. Yeah, he wants to come and prove to himself that he can come and step up to this league, because this is a more intense league, a more physical league, a more demanding league than what he was previously accustomed to. So I get that. So with him himself as a professional, as a man, he'll want to put pressure on himself and test himself. But as us as fans, the pressure should already be on the team and on the previous players that were there from last year, the year before, and on the manager.
But you wanted a striker.
We wanted a striker. Most definitely, we wanted a striker.
So
we wanted a striker 3 years ago. I didn't
exactly, but now he's there.
We wanted a striker 3 years ago.
I feel like respectfully, I feel like there's actually a lot of pressure on him, and I'll give my reason why. Because you guys have come so close.
I could throw that back to your whole team.
Right.
You're throwing out my one player. I could throw that back to your whole team.
It's fine.
Let me give a reason for Gyökeres. So you guys have been so close for so many years, and I feel like a lot of fans have probably said, "What's the missing piece?" An attacker, right? And then when you signed an attacker, you didn't sign just any up-and-coming young upstart attacker. You signed one of the most prolific strikers in Europe in his prime, right? He wasn't like 21, 22 in his prime, which is probably arguably why his price wasn't as high. So in my mind,
remember the Sporting Lisbon, he wanted 100 M's. We told him no. And Gyökeres went on strike. Was like, no, they don't want to. They're not going to pay 100 M's for me because one, I'm not worth 100 M's. So he understood that himself. Yeah, like so it's fans and other fans, rival fans, trying to put pressure on him. I get where you guys are coming from. No, we wanted a striker, but that was our fault. That was our manager's fault. Why we didn't get the striker earlier. So now he's come in, and we're supposed to lump all this pressure on him. No, the pressure is being wrongly placed. All the pressure should still be on the manager and the team who were there previously. They should give him the time and the room to it, because this is not a Mickey Mouse league he's coming to. This is the toughest league in the world. Not every player comes and hits the ground running.
But surely
that is a fact.
If you're in your prime, and
how many players have come in their prime and hit the ground running?
Well, boy, that's why you have to start having conversations about them players, you know.
Right, and that's why, and notice why, although there's pressure on him, but nobody talks about his price tag, because we got him for cheap. So all the pressure that you're talking about being on him, I think is misplaced. It should still be firmly on the manager and the team who was previously there. Those are the guys who need to get us over the line. My focus, this guy, yes, you're of age where you've had a reputation, you're coming in with a reputation, you've done something, but at a lesser league.
But then could you also argue that so the manager and the team you had before wasn't enough to get you over the line previously, right? And the main thing that's probably changed from the things that already couldn't get you over the line was adding that gunman striker, right? So from that perspective, you're thinking the main difference is we've got a proven goal scorer. He's done it
again
for Lisbon.
Again, so you misinterpreted, because it wasn't just a gunman striker that we were lacking last season and the season before. We had creative issues as well. Odegaard was our chief creator, and he's been off form for the last 2 years. I say 3. But I'll give him that grace. Just give him 2 years. Give him that 1 year grace. Yeah, and so now we've added Eze, we've added Zubimendi, 2 more creative outlets. Not outlet, but 2 more creative pieces to our. So that's an issue that was addressed. Scoring goals wasn't an issue. It was scoring goals at certain moments, at certain times. That's where I will probably judge Gyökeres, is then when it's 0-0 and Saka's missed 2 chances, Odegaard's missed a chance, Martinelli's missed 3 chances. Now Gyökeres, you got a 1-on-1. Can you bury that 1-on-1 chance that you've only had? This is your only chance in the game. Can you bury that? That's where we've been lacking for the last 3 years. That clinical, he gets 1 chance, he buries it. It's not can he score a hat trick? Can he score 2 goals? No, we don't need that. And that's the point I've been arguing for the last 2-3 years about why we needed a striker. Is that person, he gets that 1 chance. 90 minutes he's been invisible. We forgot he was on the pitch. But that 1 half a chance he gets, boom, back of the net. That's where
just to like sum it up, I do think Habib is right, or there is pressure on him, whether you like it or not. You come into a league or the Premier League, we're talking about pressure on Gyökeres, we're talking about pressure on Frimpong, pressure on like Florian Wirtz. Any player that United bites, there's almost pressure instantly. When you play for a big club, whether you like it or not, there's pressure. And if you're coming into and even if your potential, there's pressure there. But you're not coming into the league, one of the best teams in the league, that's been one of the best teams in the last 3 years, as the most prolific striker in European football or world football. Of course, there's going to be pressure, because what's now going to happen?
I agree.
We're talking about
he'll put pressure on himself
Kirkus,
for
example. Yeah, Kirkus, for example, we're saying he's young, that we can give him a season. So, like, maybe you can go a season without performing well, and because it's still young enough, it can peak, because we haven't seen his peak yet. We've seen Gyökeres peak. So what do we want? So from you scoring 50, 60 goals, we'll allow you to score 5. And so you can come back and score 15.
Okay, no,
that's
not
how things work.
No.
Things don't work like that.
No. But now you miss
no, what you're saying is all right for him to come in and just wear Timberland boots and just walk around the pitch. Like,
I didn't say that.
You put pressure. We're putting pressure on all these Chelsea players, putting pressure on all United players, putting pressure on absolutely everyone that walks into a top team. No. Of course, there's going to be pressure on him.
No, but I said that there is pressure on him. I did agree. I did say that there's pressure on him, but I said that we shouldn't put the amount of pressure our title run depends on him. That kind of pressure shouldn't be put on him. Like, oh, if he only scores 13 goals in the league the whole season and we didn't win the league, it's because that's not fair.
Yeah,
and that's what that's the kind of pressure I'm not going to put on him.
Those are two separate arguments. Like, if you don't win the league, I think the scrutiny is going to be on the manager. It won't be on just solely him. As you said, it will be on what you've had previously. But also, when you don't win the league, you start to like dissect exactly who was offered what in the season. And if he's one of the 11 players that play in week out, and he's coming out with like stinkers and scoring less than 15 goals or whatever it is.
Tommy, if he's putting in stinkers week in, week out, then he needs to be subbed. Then it goes back to the manager. If he's gone on a 15-game goal drought and he's putting 3 out of 10 performances every week, and the manager's still starting him, then that goes to the manager. Yeah, then obviously like there's pressure on all the players. You're coming into Arsenal. There's pressure. There's expectation. Yeah, we expect you to score. We expect you to play well. We expect you to do things. But if we flop at the end of the season, are you to blame? No, it's the pressure.
No, I think that's a different matter then. That's a different matter. I'm not saying there's a blame, but he will be part of it if he doesn't perform to his level. Look, let's just leave it. Ade, what's the final say on this before we move on from this?
I agree with Habib from the start. Like, you've been screaming for a striker. There's no way a striker now comes and there's no pressure on him. It's just impossible. Whether or not it's correct, whatever, it is what it is. You've been screaming for a striker. Striker's here. There's pressure. That's it.
All right, cool. Look, let's move on because international break, so there's nothing. We're not really going to go into your next few games, but I think your fixtures are quite friendly, so you should hopefully not. I shouldn't say hopefully not. We should pick up points. So we'll see. We can obviously reconnect after international break to see how you get on. We dropped a match reaction yesterday already on United, so we don't need to go in depth on this game because we obviously me, Ade, and Max was on yesterday, not long straight after the game. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. Look, in terms of United, there's not much to say. Like, the first half was great. Second half, we almost just put off the gas slightly. I don't know why. And I agree with, like, I was watching the video back and seeing what Max said, and I agree with what Max was saying, that I know there's a lot of pressure on the manager at the moment, but things like that, you can't even pin it on the manager, because how do you, like, dominate the first half and come out the second half and all of a sudden just switch off? And this is a problem we have with, like, these players that just tend to switch off at any given moment. They can't be consistent and concentrate for like 90 minutes of football. And that's where we're probably struggling at. That's why we haven't won back-to-back games. Well, not the only reason, but that's part of the reason why we haven't won back-to-back games. Next game is not easy. Obviously, Liverpool's lost 2 Premier League games in a row. Can they lose 3 in a row? I'm not sure. I think Man City was in this position as well, right?
Yeah.
They lost 2 in a row, and surprise, surprise, it will be us that gives them the victory that they need. So we don't have a great record of recent years at Anfield anyway. We know Salah's got a great record against United. So all the narrative is like, all the writing is on the wall for us really at the moment. But I'm hoping that we can at least go there and put up some sort of fight and just not lay back and get beaten like we normally do. So we'll have to wait and see. Anything you want to touch on in terms of United, Addy, before?
No, just hopefully we'll be able to, start getting a bit of consistency. I think the main thing is being competitive for long periods of time. If you're at least competitive, then you could win. You could not win. It is what it is, but at least you're competitive. And I think that's the key thing. So hopefully if we can give some level of consistency, points will follow.
Cool. Right, let's just quickly round up this weekend's game. I'll just go to one of you at a time until we just Akeem, I'll start with you. Bournemouth 3-1 against Fulham. What's your thoughts on the game? Semedo on fire, being one of the best players of the season.
That's Anton Semenyo, that guy, week in, week out, Bournemouth's main man. Nah, he needs to move to a bigger club. I'm surprised nobody snapped him up in the summer. I think he's there. He's there. He's ready to go to a bigger club. Fulham played well. They took the lead, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
They took the lead, right? They
they
played
did.
well, and I only watched the extended highlights, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I watched the whole of Bournemouth versus Fulham.
Yeah, I think we all just watched extended highlights.
I watched the first half.
You just
5 minutes of my time wasted. Never again.
no, I actually watched the game. Sorry, I didn't watch extended. I watched the game. I watched the game with that. I watched that whole game actually.
No, but from
but you know what? In terms of Semedo, sorry to cut you off. In terms of Semedo, me and Addy was actually talking about this. Yeah, that it was probably good for him that he didn't get that move in the summer, because we're talking of like the likes of Kirkers, for example, that got the move, and all of a sudden they're finding out how tough it is once you move up that level. Sometimes it's best, if you have a breakout season, sometimes it's best to stay put, as difficult as it is, just to get another good season under your belt before moving. And I think he'd probably be right for him. Obviously, what it doesn't help is other people, the teams that will want to buy him, because he's obviously pricing not going to go up. Whatever he was thinking before.
I think that's what happened. I think he was priced out of a move this season. Why people didn't actually go for him. I think people thought he was good, but I don't think people thought he was like 60, 70 million good. But now he's showing he is.
Yeah, he's showing he is. He's showing he is. He could do. He's as a winger. He could do a lot. He's very dangerous. Yeah. Very.
Especially in that position as well. There's not really many left wingers.
And he could play both. He could play in both wings as well. He could play left and he could play right. I saw him a couple of times last season play on the right. Yeah. Cutting in on the left. Yeah. So he could he's a good player.
Like in my head, I'm just thinking if he took that money for Garnacho, slapped it on Semenyo, it'd be something different. But it is what it is, man. That's what it is.
Cool. Look, let's move to his Ghanaian brother, Kudus. I'm surprised Ghana's not doing better with these two players in their team. Spurs went away to
Nigeria.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's just, both of them useless, man. Forget them.
The Spurs went away to Leeds 1-2-1. Good victory. I know we was talking about, I think me, you and Ade, that was talking about Kudus being more impactful, need to score more goals, that he always gets in dangerous position, that he feels like he should be doing more. Do you think you saw that on Saturday against Spurs? I mean, against Leeds.
Definitely saw it more. I think he's been showing us a bit more than he has previously, because you see Kudus and you know that he's got the ability. He can beat a man, he can do, but the numbers don't actually reflect his play. And for him to be seen as somebody stepping up to the next level, you need that consistency. And that's what I'm expecting to see now that he's moved to Spurs. Like, he's got every opportunity. He's not going to be defending all the time. He's not going to be under the pressure that would have been when he was at West Ham. So it's up to him. I think there are a bucket of players that are very similar. So you've got like the Semenyos, the Kudus, the Mbeumo. Just literally consistency. That's what sets everyone apart. Like, you've got the ability. Now it's just to show it consistently. So yeah, he's got the option to fulfill the expectation on him. So let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, and at Tottenham, with the players that they got, especially in the midfield, but what's his name? Like Bergvall, Simmons, like, he's got the players around him that can help him flourish and get to that level of being consistent every week.
Yeah, Tottenham got some good players. I'm expecting some decent.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they got some good players, you know, and they've got a good manager as well. So I'm expecting some good things from them.
Cool. All right, look, Villa's won today. They started off a bit shaky. I think they've got, like, is it 2 wins or 3 wins now in a row? I'm not sure how much. I think it might be 2. What's your thoughts on Villa, Habib?
Me, but I think that doesn't cut. It's Burnley, innit? Like, I think if you don't win, then there's problems in it. Like, I feel like that's almost like a null and void. You know what I mean? That's just a gimme. But it's a confidence builder, to be fair. When you start shaky, you take the points wherever you can get them in it. So the Premier League isn't going to say we just beat Burnley. It's just going to say we got 3 points. So they still have to go do it. But I saw Marlon's goals, though. His goals were serious. They were actually some good goals. So that's encouraging for them as well. That's encouraging for them. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully they can build on it. Well, not hopefully. I don't really care about them, but it'll be good for them anyway to build on it and see what they can do. But yeah, I just want my boy Sancho to turn up though. He's had, I don't think he even played yet, so hopefully he can do a little bit of something there. Because I
don't know what happened to him. He's played before. I know he played one game or something. Like, it came on Carabao. It came on.
He was ill recently.
What happened to him?
I think he was ill recently.
Well, he's not enjoying his freedom.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. All right, cool. Look, Everton won, beat Palace. Look, what I was going to ask, this is what Ade or Keane, one of you really can answer this. We're going to get a few teams where they're going to be pushing for Europe, and at the moment, it seems like Palace and Bournemouth are starting to push for those type of position. Obviously, still early on. Do you think Everton? Because I think Palace might potentially struggle the longer to stay in like European football. I don't think they've got the depth and squad to compete in both league. But do you think Everton, with their squad, how they started off, and obviously Moyes, great manager, do you think they can be potentially want to compete for a European spot?
I think that's a bit too far for them. I think this is a season for them to consolidate and not be fighting relegation. And then maybe next season they'll be able to kick on. I just think it's just a step too far right now.
I think they need a striker as well. I think that's the main missing piece, because I don't know who that Barry guy is or where he came from, but I think they need to send him back because he was awful, to be honest. And then Beto, he's
buying those kind of strikers.
Say again?
They keep buying those same type of strikers.
Yeah, then just meaty. To be fair, Beto had that little purple patch last season.
Yeah.
I know. I remember it vividly because I put him in my FPL team, and then from that day, he stanked the place out afterwards. So he's a bit hit and miss as well. You
jinxed him.
I feel like I did. It wouldn't be the first time. It would definitely be the first time. But yeah, I think that's the one thing, because they've got a lot of individual quality around it. around them. I think maybe if they just had that striker, I think that could be the main difference for them. But yeah, they can definitely do something this season, because when you've got that many match winners on the pitch, then as long as you hang in there, you can win any game, really.
Cool. Newcastle won 2-0 today against Forest. Apart from obviously the blip last week against Arsenal, I think it seems like they're coming back into form, and the strikers seem to scoring goals.
I like him.
He's actually got decent feet for a big guy.
Yeah, Chelsea were linked him like a little bit, so I watched a few comments of him, and I liked what I saw, to be fair. So I'm actually rooting for my Newcastle. But
did you hear what the Bayern, is it the Bayern say about him, about Newcastle?
What did they say?
So, that the idiots that amount of money,
yeah, for paying the pay, because they bought it for like 80 mil, innit?
Yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, because he rejected Bayern, so it just seems like seems like
they didn't bid high enough.
I don't think he rejected. I think the club rejected Bayern. I don't think they didn't bid high enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he rejected Bayern, and now he's just being salty.
No, they didn't.
I'm not being salty, but like, you're not going to pay 80 million for a backup striker anyway. So either way, it wasn't going to make sense.
Yeah.
No, but they wanted him to replace Harry Kane.
No, it's backup. So the price for you is different from the price for someone else. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I do want to speak on Ange. They beat Forest, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of Ange, is a pressure on him. Like I know we joke about, it seems like they're putting pressure on him, and because of like the owner that they've got, I think he's ruthless enough to pull the trigger at any given point.
I think getting him in the first place was so dumb, like on so many different levels. I can't lie to you. I just feel like it was the stupidest. I feel like that's someone it was just like such a super casual take on football, and like, oh, man here has won trophy, let me put him in my team and maybe he can do something here. But the style of play, one, is completely different, and two, I'm sorry, but if you're finishing 17th, I don't care how many trophies you've won. If you're making Tottenham finish 17th, there's no way you should be getting another top-level Premier League job like that. You can say there's circumstances or whatever to maybe why you did bad, but 17th, come on, man. And boy, they're not looking too good right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if you last that long.
See this what's his name, Marinak, in this? Anything that happens to him now, he deserved it. He brought it on himself. He brought it on himself. You have the whole world you can pick. You have Tom down the road. You have Jerry up the street. You went and picked Ange. Like, what are you thinking?
You
get relegated, good for you.
Yeah.
Now I think he was looking for someone. Look, I like Ange as a manager, really, but I just think with the way he plays football,
would you have him at Man United?
You would. I said you said you want
players. Yeah, I will if we get him top players. Because the reason why I'm telling you, the reason why I will have him here is because the way he plays football, you can even see that with Nottingham Forest. He plays good football, create chances, and it's an attractive football that fans will love. But you can only win that type of football if you have the best players. So if he's a manager of a big club that's going to get you the best players, it's going to win football matches with playing how he's playing. But if you're playing, and I think
Tom,
Spurs let him down when he was at Spurs. I think it was Spurs that let him down.
I beg to differ because he had Tottenham last year, and that's what I'm saying.
And Spurs let him down. Spurs let him down, bro. They didn't buy him. They was competing in bold competitions, and who did they bring in the summer? They bought youngsters, Bergwijn and Gray, when everyone else was buying top players.
So I get that. I get that. But then you show me your managerial credentials. You show me your talent as a manager. You show me that you are an organizer. You show me that you can plan and you can dictate your players and get them to move in a certain. I didn't see none of that.
Well, like I said, if you know how he plays football, it's entirely up to you as an owner. Do you want me to come and play? Because I'm not going to change how I play football. These are my tactics right there on the cards for you. Get me the players to play like this or not. And for someone that's come in, how long ago he came in? It's been 3-4 weeks. He's lost like 3-4 games. That's how he plays football, bro. That's how he plays football. It's not that if you watch them play, they're not playing terrible. They're great. He can't put the ball in the back of the net. These players.
Beautiful football.
Yeah.
It's not like even against Sunderland when they lost to Sunderland at home, they could have peppered Sunderland, like scored 6-7 goals.
Yeah.
Can he physically get on the pitch and ball the ball at the back of the net?
No, he can't. No, he can't.
I do think the one mistake is that they brought in a manager that his football doesn't align with what has made them successful in the past.
Successful already.
So automatically there needs to be a transition period. But some of the football I've seen these people play, I'm like, if they actually figure it out and can click, they'll be decent. So like I thought he's been really good. I think like obviously the results haven't been there, but it's not every day change a manager and you just set off. Like, yes, embed a system into this game. Like, and the fans saying that you're getting sacked in the morning, your own fans, is mad. It's mad.
That was ruthless.
Yeah. That's what they're singing.
That was
crazy. I didn't even know that happened.
Crazy, bro. But look, ultimately, it's a results business, innit? So we know what's going to happen, and having that type of owner in the club, we know what's going to happen. It's not going to be long before he puts out. He's going to pull the trigger soon because now they're flirting with. It's still early days, but they're going to be flirting with relegation. The league is that tough. Teams in this league is that good that you don't put a good run of form together, or you lose a few. You're flirting with relegation. The only team that I think is guaranteed for relegation, which I said at the beginning of the season, is Wolves. Even Burnley, like I know Burnley has lost games, but even Burnley is difficult to beat because you can see the approach that these teams are taking now. The teams that come from Championship, they're not being total idiots like the other teams that think that they can play football like put open, and you want to come to the Premier League and play football. What do you think this is? These guys are not. Yeah. No one's doing that anymore. The three teams that come up this season are not doing that. Burnley, I know Burnley has lost games, but they're not open. They're not an easy team to beat. Burnley is not an easy team to beat. Yes, you are going to beat them, as Bib said. You are going to get your points from them, but you're not just going to beat them. And they're going to get points of some of these teams. And if you're not careful, if Burnley's getting points of you, then you're going to be in relegation battle.
Relegation,
It's as simple as that. And I think that's what's happening to them. So, and I think that's why he probably will pull the trigger sooner or later, but we'll see. But if he were to be given time, and I do think he's got decent players there, I'll be honest with you, but you can't automatically change from being a defensive team and playing on a transition a lot of the time. So now all of a sudden being on the front foot.
A lot of the time.
I mean,
nearly every game.
There's going to be some sort. There's going to be some sort of disconnection there. There's going to be like the midfielders, the defenders. They're not used to that. Do you know what I mean? They're not used to playing with so much space in their back, having to run back. Do you know what I mean? Having to things like that takes time. You're saying when you're playing on the front foot, you have to understand you're pushing to the halfway line. So I'm saying now there's space in behind you that you didn't really have to mark before. It's totally different. It's a totally different ball game.
One long ball, one through ball. Now all that space behind you.
That's it. That's it. Look, going on to Wolves, as I said, I think they're given to get relegated. Anyone else think they can survive this?
I think they could. I think they could.
I'm confused because they were doing terrible. And usually when you're doing terrible, you sack your manager, right? But then they gave him a new 5-year contract or something like that. So I don't know what's going on over there.
I do think it's the underlying footballer. I don't think it's they just were looking at the results. I think they probably looked at the individual games and said, okay, these games have not been whitewashes. We've been competitive. We haven't been that bad. And I think that's the reason why I think they gave him the new contract rather than just looking at that out and out results. And I do think they might still be there at the end of the day, but I don't think there'll be a drift. I think they will start picking up points here and there. I think historically, Wolves have won 1 or 2 games in the whole of August. Like, so there's certain things that have happened in the past and they've still come back, like, and picked up points. So yeah, I don't think it'll be as bad a season as it started off.
Yeah, I think it's just hard for them
We'll see.
players as well.
Yeah, because I did watch them against Spurs last week, and I thought, oh, they look much better against Spurs. Because I watched a few of their games. Spurs, I think it was unfortunate to not get the 3 points against Spurs, and I actually thought they was going to win today, because obviously the performance last week, because it was at home, so they're not getting the draw. But ultimately, I thought that, like, at the beginning of the season, when I was looking at the teams, there was one of the teams that I felt like they didn't really invest in. Like, they let Cunha go. I think the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the ball. Yeah, and when you're letting one of your best players go, I think the best thing they did obviously was to hold on to the striker, which may help them down the line. But I think, but they will struggle to stay up. I'll be honest, because I think one of I think Burnley will go down. I think one of Leeds or Sunderland will stay up. I'm not too sure which one. I would just say Sunderland for now. And yeah,
I say Sunderland too.
Come out, and I think and I think it might be Wolves that goes down with them, but we'll see. It's still a long way to go anyway. But I didn't really, I didn't know about their record in August or September, whatever it was. I was just looking at it holistically, and I thought that they will probably be one of the teams that will go down. And the last game is Brentford. City is obviously 1-0. Just, I feel sorry for Rodri though, because he came off again. I don't know the extent of the injury, whether he aggravated his normal one, whether it's a new injury, I don't know. But he came off as well. Akeem, do you see them as still a team that you're wary of, or do you think it will still be between you and Liverpool?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just between Arsenal and Liverpool. I think only people that think that are silly people that don't understand football and ain't been watching football for the last 6-7 years and watched City for the last 4 or 5 years and understand that City, as the season goes on, they get stronger. My worry was that Liverpool would run away with the league. And from the previous 2 times that they won the league, they ran away with it. So I was worried about that. Now, I don't see Liverpool running away with the league. I see right now, at this moment in time, I think with City winning today, I think they are Arsenal's biggest threat to winning the title, because of that previous history of them getting stronger as the league goes on. I think Pep's going to figure it out. He's going to get his players into gear. Rodri, we're going to find out the extent of his injury. He's key. We all know how key he is. If his injury isn't severe and he's back quickly, City are the biggest threat to us, I believe.
I actually can't disagree with that, to be honest, because I was watching the match today and they just didn't really inspire me, to be honest. I feel like I didn't see them create that many chances. It was already really Haaland who just bullied the defenders and almost made the goal on his own. And then after that, they were getting peppered, like Brentford, they were putting them on them. They were making them sweat.
Did you watch it? In the first half, it was total dominance for City.
Utter
dominance, but they wasn't
utter dominance.
Create a lot.
Brentford couldn't even get out of their own half in the first half. City could have scored 4-5. Foden could have scored 2 himself. Then Reinders could have scored. It was
Reinders could have scored.
Like how City how that first half finished 1-0. That's probably the best, one of the best performances I've seen. Not the second half. I heard what you're saying. I think Brentford came back into it in the second half, but all Brentford was showing was just the set pieces, the throw one, the long. They were taking, and that's a sign of desperation for me. For when you're getting free kicks, like 10-15 minutes left, and the halfway line, and you're going long, like it shows that you got no other ideas to score.
Yeah.
So it shows that City got no issues. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing that 10-15 minutes to go, but second half, they weren't as dominant as the first half. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they lost Rodri. They're not as confident and they might just want to hold on to it. But first half, I thought it was a total domination of first half. I thought you was getting pure football. That's one of the best footballs you see at its best in the first half in the first half. And the ironic thing is the goal didn't come from them playing great football. It just came from one. Just one football, one long ball, and Ireland just getting in behind. But I totally disagree with that a bit. Like, I'm not saying that. I do think they will definitely challenge, but to say you watch today's game and not be inspired, second half, yeah, maybe, but no, definitely. I thought the performance was good.
With Prime City, you wouldn't even get Brentford pushing them like that in the second half the way they did. I feel like Prime City would still have a lot more control.
And I think Prime City.
It's a competitive league, though. And they're not Prime City.
And City are never prime in August, September, October, November. They normally click into prime when they're in January, February, March, April. And
this isn't from a couple of years ago. This is following on from last season. Do you know what I mean?
We'll see.
That's not the same. That City's gone. They're not the same City anymore.
Understood. Yeah. Same manager, same mentality. Some of the players are previous winners. I'm just saying, for me looking, who do I see as more of a threat right now at this present moment in time? For me, it will be hard to say City.
I just think their defense is just a little bit too shaky for me personally. Because even that Thiago guy as well, like he had that 1-on-1 that if he scores,
that annoyed me.
It's a different game as well.
Yeah, that annoyed me. That was in the second half as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Just me personally, I'm not. When I watch City, I'm just not convinced enough. I still feel like I think they're better than it was last season, but I'm not ready to say yet that they fully recovered and that they're back. And especially with that Rodri injury as well, I think that just kind of almost like solidifies like what I'm thinking as well, because without him, like you said, Tommy, that's when things really started to get shaky. And I think they still haven't found out a way to play without him pretty much. I feel like they still haven't really figured that out. So I think it's going to be hard. I'm actually scared Arsenal are going to win this, to be honest, because I think with Arsenal, it's just, the way I like to think of it, is the floor is just so high. Like, the ceiling doesn't need to be great, but the floor is so high that to beat them, you have to be like perfect, right? Whereas a team like City, I think the floor is quite low in the sense of, like you said, they were dominating the first half, and then all of a sudden, Brentford are peppering them. So with Arsenal, to concede a 0 XG game against West Ham, I think Arsenal, they're just going to be too consistent, and I'm scared that the other teams don't have that consistency within them. So I'm panicking. I'm panicking.
I'm hoping we do a Liverpool and run away with it.
That's what I'm thinking. It can be like a Liverpool of last season, where
I'll run away.
Liverpool was special, but they were just consistently just beating teams that they should beat,
All right, cool. Look, I think we're gonna have to end it there. We've recorded longer than I thought, and this is down to you, Abib. When you stole the show with Chelsea talk at the beginning. But look, I actually enjoyed it, man. It's been good back and forth. I enjoy having 4 people on. I thought it was a bit of chaos, but it hasn't been that. So it's been really good. We're able to feed off each other. There was other stuff I wanted to talk about, but we're not going to cover that today. Maybe I'll try and book in something else. Do some sort of recap next week, and we can discuss it then, just to see what teams that you guys are surprised about, players that you're surprised about. I also wanted to talk about the England team, but as I said, we'll move on. Thanks, people. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, turn on your notification to know whenever we upload on YouTube, and comment yourself. Let us know what your thoughts are on what we discussed today. Do you want Ange to be sacked? I'm guessing not enough Forest wants Ange to be sacked. How do you think Arsenal is going to win the league? And do you think it'll be as consistent as Abib was just saying? Hopefully not. I don't think you should be putting that in the air, Abib, but we'll see.
I'm scared. I was talking a lot of rubbish in the summer as well. So I'm actually scared.
To be honest, if I had to pick someone to win the league, it would be Chelsea, but Chelsea are never going to do it. So,
Chelsea.
Hey, man.
All right, boys. Thanks again, yeah.
All right.
We'll be back next week. Take care. Bye.
Peace.